Hi guys, how are you all? My name is Mohammad Abdul Aziz. I am studying SDET course. I hope you are all fine. And this is my first YouTube video on SDET course. In this course, we are going to study manual testing. I am going to use very simple English language to understand by each and every student. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in the comment section. I will definitely try to solve your questions. Otherwise, I will cover it in next YouTube video. Let's start today's topic. Before starting manual testing, first we have to know about its syllabus. We have Sdlc, software testing, defect tracking process, defect life cycle, test cases, test plan, test case review process, test cycle, traceability matrix, and Sdlc. These are all the topics we are going to study in this course. Let's start the topic Sdlc. Before starting Sdlc, first we have to know what are the job roles of the project manager, architect, engineer, business analyst, HR team, finance team, development team, and testing team. See, project manager job role is that he is a decision maker. He can accept the project, he can reject the project. No one will question him why you accept it, why you reject it, although it will be profitable or loss. No one can ask question to project manager. Second person is the architect engineer. He is a person who suggests the technology which is suitable to the current project. Means he suggests the technology which is suitable to the project. And that person is the business analyst. He is the person who collects the requirements from the customer, and HR team is there. They submit the report. We have sufficient engineers or not, whether you have sufficient number of engineers or sufficient skilled engineers to work on the project or not. And finance team is there, and finance team is always think money point of view. Okay, they will submit the report, what budget we have, means how much budget will be invest on the, means how much we have the budget to work on the project. Means what means everything money point of view, financial point of view, they will take care of it, and they will submit the report of the project manager. And development team and testing team will come into picture after the acceptance of the project. Now we can start the SDLC topic. SDLC have two steps. One is stages of SDLC, second one is types of SDLC. In stages nothing but we are follow these stages to develop the software. Types means these are the models. We are going to use those models to develop the software. In stages we have the requirement collection, feasibility study, design, coding, testing, installation, and maintenance. These are all the stages we follow to develop the software. Okay, don't be confused between the stages and types. In types we have the waterfall model, spiral model, VNV model, verification and validation model, prototype model, hybrid model, derived model, agile model. These are the models, they are the methodologies to develop the software. We will discuss about it deeply later. Okay, today's topic is stages of SDLC. See, SDLC first stage is requirement collection. Requirement collection is done by business analyst. It is a set of requirements given by the customer to his business. The same set of requirements in Agile model we called it as product backlog, and these requirements in business language. Okay, these are the main points we have to remember. Okay, further points are, when IT company gets a project, then business analyst will go to customer place and create the requirement collection. Who send him? Project manager. Project manager will get call from the customer, and he get the project from the customer. Then project manager will send business analyst to the customer place to create the requirement from the customer. Business analyst will note down all the requirements given by the customer on a document. The document called the CRS, customer requirement specification. This document is in business language. This is all about the requirement collections. Business analyst acts as mediator between the IT company and client means customer. Okay. Now, second stage is feasibility study. It is a roundtable meeting conducted by the project manager. In this meeting, project manager is there, business analyst is there, architect, engineer, finance team, and HR team. Project manager, already we discussed about the job roles of project manager, BA, architect, engineer, finance team, and HR team. Project manager will decide whether he accept project or reject project. Business analyst will collect the requirements from the customer and give a report to the project manager. And this CRS requirement collection, customer requirement specification, will discuss it in this meeting. And in this meeting only, architect engineer will suggest the suitable technology for this project. Each and every point about the project is discussed and finally accept or reject of the project decided by the project manager. Okay. In feasibility study, they discuss about the project, how much budget will we have to put, and how many test engineers will needed for this project, how many developers will need for this project, and which technology is suitable for this project, what is the time taken to develop this project. All these points will cover the feasibility study. At last, project manager is the person who take the decision whether we accept the project or reject the project. Now we completed the feasibility study. After successful completion of the feasibility study and acceptance of the project, then we go for the design. Okay, design nothing but it is the architecture of the software. Again, two types: high level design and low level design. High level design is done by the architect engineer, and it is the detailed design of the architecture of the software. It is a design of architecture of the software. For example, there is a building. In that building, how many bedrooms we need, what is the architecture of the building. This type of study is called a design of architecture of this software. And second type is LLD. It is done by the senior engineer. It is a detailed design of the every smallest feature of the software, every detailed software. Okay. See, this is the high level design. In high level design, architect engineer will develop the high level design by using MS Paint. Here, how the software will looks is described in this high level design. See, here login page is there. After giving an valid user ID and password, when you click on login page, then this information will throw into the web server. For example, Tomcat is a web server. It will handle all the HTTP protocol requests and it throw this HTTP protocols to the app server. App server means app server 1, which is called as web sphere. It will take that HTTP request and it throw back to the database server. Like that, when we give an username and password, and after login, that information goes to the web server. Then web server converts it into HTTP protocol. Then it throws into the app server. Then app server will throw this information to the database server to check whether that account is there or not. Like that, everything will happen. See here, after login, it will go to the web server, then go to the app server 1, then it to the database. If in database server 1 the information means the account is there, means they will get the response from database server 1 to app server 1 and app server 1 to web server, then it gives a home page. Otherwise, if in database 1 server 1 there is no data is present, then it goes to data server 2, then it go to data server 3. Like that, the cycle will happen. If the data found in data server 3, then it it gives information to database server 2, then 2 to 1, and 1 to web server 1, then to go to web server, then to go to home page. This is three-tier architecture because we only have server 1, server 2, server 3. Like that we have the entire of architecture. Okay. Sorry. This is the high level design. Did you got the point? See. And we next move to the low level design. In low level design is the detailed design of every smallest feature of the software, and it is done by the senior engineers. It is a detailed design of every smallest feature. See, when we given valid user ID, username and password, and we log in on, when we click on login, then login.java will run, and it checks that the user ID name and password is valid or not. Then it runs the valid username and password.java. If really that account is existed, then it calls the record section.java. Record section means timings, at what time he log in, that timings will record it, and the recorded timings will be stored in the database, which is called as create section.java page will be called. In create section.java, the timing will be stored for particular period of time. After that, home page will be displayed. Again, I will explain. Let's see. When we are going in low level design, in low level design, we discuss that how the application works beyond of it. When you give an login details, how it works, how it runs the code, that is a low level design. When you giving a username and password and clicking on login button, then it runs the login.java page. Then it calls the another page, that is validate username and password.java. Here it checks that whether that account is existing in database or not. If existence means, then it calls the record section.java, where the timings of the login will be recorded, and it calls the create section.java. Here that recording time will be stored in the database for a particular period of time. After that, it calls the send response.java page, which is home page. If the database is not, if that data is not found, then it throws the error.java because account does not exist. It is a low level design. It's a little bit complicated to understand. I explain again to you. High level design nothing but it is just architecture of the software. It is just upper layer of the software, how it looks, how it works, general idea. Low level design means it is a detailed architecture of the software. Means for example, there is one building, the outer look is high level design, the inner set, the building, how many bedrooms we need, how many bedrooms we need, and where we have to put the kitchen, restrooms, hall. This design in the interior design of the building is called a lower level design. The exterior design is called as high level design. In software also, how software looks is called as high level design, and inside of the software how it looks is called as low level design. Now we'll go to next thing is coding. Coding nothing but after successful done of design, means after design we go for coding. In coding, developers will get the high level design and low level design from the architect, engineer, senior engineer. Then we develop, then they will start writing the coding. They will start to write the code. It is done with the developers, whether there are senior development engineers, junior development engineer, and freshers. Everyone is developers. They will write the code. After successful coding, they will send this coding to the test engineers to test the software. See, coding is done by developers. Once after the design, they will start write the coding. By looking into low level design as well as requirement. Okay, after successfully after successful writing the code, they will send this to the test engineers, software test engineers, who are senior test engineers, junior test engineer, and freshers. They do testing once after the coding is done by the software development engineers. Test engineers will do testing the software by entering all possible scenarios, and they find the defects and they will write the defect report and send it back to the development team. Okay, got it. This is the testing. In testing, if the possible scenario means they are giving the inputs, valid username, invalid password, and like that they will check scenarios. With this all things we will discuss in how to write the test cases. On the topic we discuss all these topics. After the testing, we have the installation. After testing, we go for installation stage. Installation stage is done by the IT engineer. He will go to the customer place and set up the environment by installing the OS, web server, app server, and install the software to run the customer's business real-time scenarios. See, this is the setup. Means the IT engineer will install the software into the customer's production house by set up the environment by installing OS, web server, app server, and data server. Then he will install the software and give demo to the customer how it works. Then after, customer will run his business. And the last step is maintenance. Maintenance nothing but after the installation of the software we go for maintenance. In maintenance we say nothing, it is agreement. It is a one point in agreement. Maintenance is nothing but it is a time period given by the IT company to the customer. In that time period, if he found any defects, then IT company will resolve those defects at free of cost. After installation, we go for maintenance. In maintenance, development engineer, test engineers, and engineers who are involved in the developing and testing, they will involve in installation, but team sizes will be less. If any defects were found by the customer within the maintenance period, company will fix it at free of cost. And this maintenance period will depend on company. Some companies may provide the 3 months of maintenance period, 6 months of 6 months of maintenance period, 12 months of maintenance period. It will given by the company. It totally depends on the company. Some companies provide 3 months maintenance period, some 6 months, some 12 months. Totally depend on the company. This is all about today's section, guys. I hope you all understand. If you found any disturbance from background, I am so sorry for that. If you have any doubts regarding to this topic, you can ask me questions in comment section. I hope you all understand. Have a great day, guys. Tata, see you. Let's meet in next video. Tata.